Listen, let me tell you about Zara. This girl, 24 years old, living her best life in Lagos with her perfectly installed lace wig that cost more than some people's house rent, acrylic nails longer than my patience, and a ring light that she carried everywhere like it was oxygen. I'm talking about the type of ring light that had 3 different brightness settings and a phone holder that rotated 360 degrees. The girl was committed to her content creation. Everything about Zara screamed soft life. Her Instagram bio literally said, living in luxury, thriving in elegance, allergic to stress. She had 47,000 followers who watched her do absolutely nothing productive while looking absolutely fabulous. Morning routine videos where she did a 15-step skincare routine. Afternoon videos of her unboxing packages. Evening videos of her cooking, which was really just her heating up the food the cook had prepared and arranging it prettily on expensive plates. The girl had never swept a floor in her entire life. I'm not even joking. One time, her housemaid was sick and Zara tried to use a broom. She held it upside down. Then she took a picture of herself with it and captioned it, "Cleaning Girl Era," without actually cleaning anything. Now, Zara got engaged to Chidi 3 months before this story begins. They had done a small introduction ceremony in Lagos, just her parents and his Lagos friends, very modern and small, but no traditional marriage yet, no proper bride price payment, no village visit, nothing that Mama Chidi would consider real. Chidi was a good man, successful businessman in tech, the type that bought her the latest iPhone before she even asked. Their Lagos apartment in Lekki Phase 1 had a housemaid, a cook, and a gateman. The apartment had smart home features where you could control everything with your voice. Alexa, turn on the lights. Alexa, play Afrobeats. Alexa, validate my existence. Zara's only job was to look pretty, post on social media, and occasionally microwave leftovers when she was feeling wifely. And even then, she would film it. POV, you are a wife who microwaves food for 2 minutes instead of 1 minute 30 seconds because you love him extra. But Chidi had one small problem. Well, not small to him. You see, his mother, Mama Chidi, had been calling him every single day since he told her about his engagement, begging him to bring Zara home to meet the family properly. Every single day.
Chidi, when am I meeting this girl you want to marry? Is she a ghost? Does she have 2 heads? Why are you hiding her? You think you can marry someone without your family meeting her? Without proper traditional rites? You want to disgrace me? Mama, I'm not hiding her. We're just busy. Busy? Busy? Your father and I raised you in the village while running a farm, trading in the market, and raising 5 children. Were we not busy? Bring that girl home or I will come to Lagos myself and bring her by force. And this year, the final year of our Lord 2025, Chidi had run out of excuses. His mother had given him an ultimatum. Come home for Christmas with this girl you say you want to marry, let the family meet her, or forget about any traditional marriage. I will not bless a union I know nothing about. Bring her so we can see if she's fit to be a wife in this family. The morning they were leaving Lagos, Zara was in the car taking selfies, her phone balanced on a portable ring light she had plugged into the car charger. She had packed 4 suitcases. 4. For a 2-week trip.
Babe, I still don't understand why we can't just do Christmas at Eco Hotel like civilized people, Zara said, adjusting her Fendi sunglasses that cost 450,000 naira. Your village has Wi-Fi, right? And room service. Please tell me they have room service. Or at least a charging station. Babe, tell me there's a charging station. Chidi gripped the steering wheel tighter, already developing a stress headache. Zara, we've talked about this 17 times. My mother is expecting us. She's getting old. She wants to meet you properly. But we video called her on WhatsApp multiple times. I even used my best filter, the one that makes my skin glow like I'm pregnant with Jesus. She's seen me. It's not the same, and you know it's not the same. Fine, but I'm posting a thread on Twitter about this. My husband is taking me to the village against my will. If I don't tweet in 48 hours, send help. Coordinates to follow. This is literally a human rights violation, Chidi. Human rights. The drive from Lagos to the village took 6 hours. 6 hours of Zara complaining about everything. The roads were too bad, the sun was too bright, the other cars were too dusty. Her phone battery was draining too fast. She was hungry but didn't want to eat the meat pie Chidi bought because it's not organic. Babe, I only have 2 bars. 2 bars. How am I supposed to post my morning routine? My followers are going to think I abandoned them. They are going to unfollow me. Do you know how long it took me to get to 47K?
Zara, you'll survive without posting for a few hours. Survive? Chidi, my engagement rate is everything. If I don't post within 12 hours, the algorithm will bury me. I'll become irrelevant, a digital ghost. Is that what you want? Do you want your wife to be a digital ghost? Chidi turned up the radio. As they got deeper into the rural area, Zara's anxiety increased. Chidi, why are there so many trees? Where are the buildings? Where is civilization? Are we going back in time? Is there a time portal I should know about? When they finally arrived at the village as the sun was setting, the whole compound was waiting, and I mean waiting. It looked like the entire extended family had gathered for this moment. Mama Chidi stood at the side of the car, a short, solid woman with a wrapper tied so tight it looked like it was the only thing holding her together. Her face had the expression of someone who had seen everything in life and was not impressed by any of it. Behind her stood aunties I have lost count. At least 15 women, all dressed in matching Ankara, all with arms folded, all watching that car like lions watching a gazelle. Zara emerged from the vehicle like she was walking a runway at Fashion Week. Designer Balenciaga tracksuit that cost 800,000 naira. Fresh white Air Force Ones that will be brown by tomorrow. A designer bag, her phone in one hand, and those nails. Those long stiletto nails painted in chrome pink with tiny diamonds on them. Each nail was a work of art. Each nail cost 2,500 naira. She has spent 25,000 naira on 10 fingers. Good evening, ma. Chidi greeted his mother, prostrating fully on the ground in respect, his forehead touching the sand. Mama Chidi smiled and blessed him, touching his head gently. Then she turned her sharp eyes to Zara, who was standing there awkwardly, one hand on her hip like she was posing for Instagram, the other holding her phone. She didn't prostrate, she didn't kneel, she didn't even bend properly. She just did this little half-curtsy thing like she was meeting the Queen of England at a garden party.
Good evening, ma. Zara said in her best, trying to sound respectful but also cool voice. The aunties exchanged looks. Oh, these looks. If looks could kill, Zara would have been a ghost right there. So this is the girl who wants to marry into our family. Mama Chidi said in ego, looking Zara up and down like she was inspecting yam at the market and finding it wanting. Yes, Mama. This is Zara. Zara, this is my mother. Zara, Mama Chidi repeated slowly, like the name was bitter leaf she was tasting for the first time. Zara. What kind of name is Zara? Is it Igbo? Is it Yoruba? Is it even Nigerian? It's international, ma, Zara said, not understanding the Igbo, but catching the vibe. International, Mama Chidi repeated, then said something in Igbo that made all the aunties burst out laughing. One of the aunties, Auntie Ego, who was built like a WWE wrestler and had the grip strength to match, whispered loudly, "Is that her real hair or is that attachment?" Another one, Auntie Nkiru, who had eyes like a hawk and could spot thick designer from 50 meters away, responded equally loudly, "Attachment, oh, very expensive looking attachment, sha, but attachment remains attachment, not from her head." Another auntie Fema, added, "And those nails, how does she use the bathroom with those nails? How does she wipe her? Ifeoma." Mama Chidi cut her off, but she was smiling.
Zara smiled uncomfortably, not understanding a word of Igbo, but definitely catching the vibe that she was being roasted like suya on a grill. Mama, she doesn't speak Igbo yet, Chidi said quickly, already sweating, but she's learning. This was a lie. Zara had downloaded Duolingo 2 weeks ago, completed exactly one lesson where she learned to say "Ndewo," hello, and then got distracted by a TikTok video of someone doing a dance challenge. The app was still on her phone, sending her daily reminders that she was ignoring. It looks like you forgot to practice today. Yes, Duolingo, and she would forget again tomorrow.
Mama Chidi said, her face revealing nothing. Come inside. You must be tired from the journey. The house was rustic. That's the nice word for it. The diplomatic word. The word you use when you are trying to be polite. The real word is that it was a proper village house with cement floors that had cracks running through them like rivers on a map. Wooden benches that looked older than Nigeria itself. Kerosene lamps hanging on the walls, not for decoration, but actual use. And a kitchen that was actually outside, not an outdoor kitchen like the fancy ones in American home magazines. I'm talking about an actual separate building with a roof made of zinc and walls made of cement blocks and a fire pit in the middle. Zara's smile was frozen on her face, like someone had paused her on Netflix. Her eyes were wide, darting around, trying to process what she was seeing. Chidi, she whispered, grabbing his arm with the grip of a drowning person grabbing a life jacket. Where's our room? I need to charge my phone immediately. My battery is at 15% and I'm having a legitimate panic attack. My chest is tight. I can't breathe. This is how people die. The generator is not on now, said Mama Chidi in perfect English, clearly understanding more than she let on. We only put it on at night for 2 hours from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. 2 hours? Zara's voice went up 3 octaves like she was auditioning for a soprano role in an opera. What about the rest of the time? What about the other 22 hours? The rest of the time, we manage. Manage? Manage? How do you manage without electricity? What do you do? Just sit in the dark thinking about your life choices? Auntie Ego, who was helping to carry the bags, chuckled. My dear, we sleep. You should try it sometime. Sleep is free. And that night, dinner was served. And oh my God, the food! Mama Chidi and the aunties had prepared a feast that would make any restaurant jealous. Pounded yam that was so smooth it looked like white velvet. Egusi soup with so much meat you could barely see the vegetable. Bitter leaf soup that smelled like heaven. Goat meat pepper soup that was so spicy you could see ancestors. And fufu with oha soup that was still steaming hot.
The aroma alone could convert a vegetarian back to eating meat. Zara's stomach actually growled, betraying her, even though her face was trying to maintain its skeptical expression. But the way they served it, that's where the culture shock began. A big basin of water was brought out. Everyone washed their hands in it. Then, the food was served on a large tray in the middle of the floor. Yes, the floor. Everyone sat around it on mats. And then, one by one, people started eating with their hands. Hands! Bare hands! No plates, no forks, no knives, no spoons. Just hands. Zara stared like she was watching a National Geographic documentary. Do you have forks or spoons or any eating utensils? A chopstick? Anything? The entire room went silent. Even the cricket outside stopped chirping. Even the lizards on the wall stopped moving. Time itself seemed to pause. Auntie Ego stopped mid-chew and blinked slowly. Forks. 4 pounded yam, my sister. Are you well? I usually eat with utensils. It's more hygienic. I read an article about it on hygienic. Mama Chidi's eyebrows shot up to her hairline. My daughter, I have been eating with my hands for 63 years. Same me. Do I look sick to you? Do I look like I have any disease?
Mama Chidi proceeded to flex her arms like a bodybuilder. At 63, the woman had the muscle tone of someone half her age. These hands have fed 11 children, harvested cassava, pounded yam, and never had a sick day. And you want to tell me about hygienic? The aunties started laughing. Some were slapping their thighs. Others were wiping tears from their eyes. Let me tell you something, Auntie Nkiru added, her mouth full of fufu. We have been eating with our hands since before Columbus discovered America, before internet, before Instagram, before all your technology. And see us. We are strong. But you people in Lagos with your forks and knives, every small thing, you are sick. Malaria, typhoid, cholera, everything. That's not how diseases work, Zara tried to explain.
So now you are a doctor. You have a medical degree we don't know about. Mama Chidi smiled, but it wasn't a warm smile. It was the smile a python gives a rat before swallowing it whole. My dear daughter, in this house, we eat with our hands. God gave you hands for a reason. It makes the food taste better. The connection between your hand and your mouth is spiritual. You young people don't understand these things. Try it. Zara looked at Chidi desperately, her eyes screaming, "Save me! Do something! Be a husband!" But Chidi was already deep in his food, his fingers expertly molding the pounded yam into a perfect ball, dipping it in soup, swallowing it with his eyes closed in pleasure, like he was experiencing a religious awakening. He gave her a look that said, "Please, I'm begging you, just do it. My mother is watching, my aunties are watching, the ancestors are watching." So Zara tried. She really did. But those nails, those long, decorated, chrome pink, diamond-studded nails that she had paid 30,000 naira for at the premium saloon in Victoria Island, they made it impossible to pinch the yam properly. The food kept slipping through her fingers like it was trying to escape. The soup splattered on her Balenciaga tracksuit, leaving stains that would haunt her. By the time she managed to get one mouthful into her mouth, all the aunties were watching her like she was the evening entertainment. This generation, they can't even eat properly. What do they teach them in Lagos? How to pose for pictures? And those nails, how much did those cost? 20,000, 30,000. That money could have bought a bag of rice to feed a family for 1 month. Zara felt her face burning with embarrassment, but she couldn't defend herself because her mouth was full of fufu, and she had just discovered that you can't talk while eating fufu or you will choke and die. That night, Zara discovered that their room had no air conditioning, just a ceiling fan that squeaked like a dying chicken with asthma every time it turned. And the room was small, smaller than her walk-in closet back in Lagos. The bed was a thin mattress on a wooden frame that creaked every time you breathed. The window had no screen, just open holes that mosquitoes were using as a superhighway directly to her body.
Chidi, I can't sleep in this heat. I'm going to die. Literally die. They'll find my body in the morning and my last words will be, "I told you so," and I'll haunt you forever. Forever!
Just use the fan, babe. You get used to it.
Get used to it? Get used to it? I'm sweating through my soak bonnet. My edges are lifting. My makeup is melting. I look like a Picasso painting. What is that sound? Is that a rat? Chidi, is that a rat?
It's just a lizard.
Just? Just? There's nothing just about a lizard in my bedroom. What if it falls on my face while I'm sleeping? What if it lays eggs in my hair? What if...
Zara, please. It's been a long day. Just try to sleep.
Sleep? Sleep? Bold of you to assume I'm capable of sleep under these conditions.
But somehow, exhaustion won, and Zara eventually passed out around 2 a.m., still fully dressed in her tracksuit, clutching her phone like it was a security blanket. But that was only day one. The real drama started the next morning. Zara woke up at 10 a.m., which was early for her. Back in Lagos, she usually woke up at noon, sometimes 1 p.m. if she had been up late watching Netflix. She shuffled to the main house in her silk pajamas that said, "Do not disturb" across the chest, her designer slides that went flip-flop, flip-flop, and her bonnet still on, crushed to one side of her head. She expected maybe some tea or something light, maybe some bread and eggs if she was lucky. Instead, she found the compound buzzing with activity like a beehive on steroids. Mama Chidi and the aunties were already cooking, sweeping, washing, organizing, farming, feeding chickens, grinding pepper, pounding something, stirring something, carrying something. The women moved with military efficiency, like a well-oiled machine, like an army battalion preparing for war.
And they all stopped to stare when Zara appeared, looking like a lost puppy at a wolf convention. "Good morning," Zara yawned, stretching dramatically. "Is there coffee? Maybe a cappuccino or a latte? I'm not picky." The aunties exchanged looks again. These looks were becoming a language of their own. Mama Chidi looked up from the big pot she was stirring, a pot so big you could bath a small child in it. "Coffee? No, we have Lipton tea. But first, go and fetch water from the well. 2 buckets. Your husband needs to bathe. Or did you marry him so he would smell like a goat?" Zara laughed. She actually laughed, a high-pitched, nervous laugh that echoed across the compound like the cry of a confused seagull. She thought it was a joke, a funny village joke to welcome the new wife. Nobody else was laughing. In fact, everyone had stopped working and was staring at her with serious faces. "I'm sorry, what?" "Water. From the well. Behind the house. 2 buckets. Fill them, bring them back. Simple. Even children can do it." But I don't know how to fetch water. Can't someone else do it? Maybe one of the younger people, the children, anyone." Mama Chidi set down her spoon, slowly, dramatically, like a judge putting down a gavel. "Someone else? My dear, you are the wife now. The youngest wife in this compound. You are the most junior. It is your duty." "But I have a bad back. Yes, very bad back. Chronic pain. I have a doctor's note." She did not have a doctor's note. "Bad back at 24? Auntie Nkiru stopped sweeping and leaned on her broom like it was a witness stand. "Ah, what have you been carrying in Lagos? Surely not plates or pots. Maybe you have been carrying too many phones, too many ring lights, too much audacity." The other women burst out laughing so hard that Auntie Ifeoma actually had to sit down and catch her breath.
"Chidi!" Zara called out desperately, her voice reaching frequencies only dogs could hear. Chidi appeared from inside, already sensing trouble, his face showing the expression of a man who knew he was about to be caught between a rock and a very hard place. "Yes, babe. Tell them I don't fetch water. Tell them about my condition, my delicate constitution." Chidi looked between his wife and his mother. His mother's eyes were saying, "Choose wisely, my son. Your inheritance depends on it." "Zara, it's just 2 buckets. I'll help you." "Help me? I'm not fetching any water. Period. With a T. I'm your wife, not your maid. This is 2025. We have rights. Where is the UN? Where are the human rights activists? Where is Amnesty International?" Mama Chidi stood up to her full height, which wasn't very tall, but somehow she seemed to fill the entire compound. The entire compound went quiet. Even the chickens stopped clucking. Even the wings stopped blowing. Nature itself was paying attention. My daughter, Mama Chidi said, her voice calm but deadly, like the calm before a tsunami. Let me tell you something. In this village, we don't have maids. We have wives who know how to take care of their homes and husbands who respect women who work hard. Your generation thinks that marriage is about posting pictures and getting likes, but real marriage is about partnership, about knowing how to survive together when life gets hard. Now, you can fetch that water with a smile or you can fetch it with tears. Either way, by God and by my ancestors, that water must be fetched. Choose. Zara looked around for support. There was none. Even Chidi had taken a strategic step backward, suddenly very interested in examining a nearby tree. 15 minutes later, Zara was standing by the well, staring down into its dark depths like it was the pit of hell itself, like it was a portal to another dimension where soft life girls go to suffer. The well was deep, very deep, so deep you couldn't see the bottom, so deep you could hear your own echo if you screamed into it. Zara tried this. She screamed, "Help me!" and it echoed back mockingly.
Auntie Ego had given her 2 yellow buckets with ropes attached and was now demonstrating the technique like she was teaching rocket science. Just tie the bucket to the rope properly. Make sure the knot is tight. Throw it down with force. Wait for it to fill, then pull it up. Simple. Even children do this before school. Zara tied the bucket with shaking hands. She threw it down. It landed with a distant splash that sounded like it was in a different country. Then she tried to pull it up. The bucket came up empty, just swinging in the air like it was mocking her. You have to let it fill first. Patience. Wait for it to sink, to become heavy with water, then pull. She tried again, and again, and again. By the 4th attempt, her arms were shaking like leaves in a storm. Her silk pajamas were soaked with well water and sweat, creating a pattern that looked like abstract art. And one of her acrylic nails had broken off and fallen into the well. "My nail!" she screamed, like someone had stolen her firstborn child. "My nail fell in the well. It cost 2,500 naira. That's my money down there. We need to drain the well. Call the fire service. Call the authorities. Call someone."
"Leave it though," Auntie Nkiru said, barely suppressing his smile. Her whole body shaking with restrained laughter. "Maybe the water spirits will wear it. They will be the first fashionable spirits in the village. They will thank you." "This is not funny. None of this is funny." But it was funny. So funny that the aunties had to turn away to hide their laughter. When Zara finally managed to pull up 1 full bucket after 27 attempts. Yes, 27. The aunties were counting. She made the mistake of trying to lift it onto her head the way she had seen the other women do it, with such effortless grace. The bucket didn't even make it past her shoulder before physics and gravity conspired against her. Water splashed everywhere, drenching her completely from head to toe, ruining her silk pajamas, washing away the remnants of yesterday's makeup, leaving her standing there looking like a drowned rat with attitude. The aunties were now openly laughing. Not mean laughter, but the kind of laughter that comes deep in the belly, the kind that makes your eyes water, the kind that you can't control if you wanted to. "I can't do this!" Zara cried, mascara running down her face in black rivers, creating patterns that look like war paint. "I cannot do this! This is impossible! This is a violation of my human rights! This is torture!"